So today marks exactly... Hi, James. You want to come? James wanted to say hi. Say hi, babies. Kisses, besitos. Neville. Today marks exactly 5 months since everything changed and shifted in my reality. And on this exact day, 5 months later, about to pack up the car, pack up the babes. I just had the best. Okay, they weren't the best. Well, we can say they're the best because I'm at the Best Western. LOL. I just had some Best Western waffles, eggs and sausage. They had a pumpkin mousse. I was like, I want to say the Best Western all the time if this is what I'm gonna... I probably shouldn't be eating waffles every day. Anyways, I digress. Exactly 5 months ago, I'm returning back full circle, which is like really interesting because it's also like we just had eclipse season. We're in Scorpio. Like the energies are alive and well. And I feel like I'm at a fork in the road. I feel like I am excited, jazzed up, prepared, while also feeling sad, intimidated, a little unsure about it. Really at this moment of validating my self-concept of this is my lifestyle. I'm a digital nomad. I drive around the country. I fly around the country. I fly around the world. I experience all these things while still being able to provide peer support, harm reduction, grant writing, doing all the things that I am here and aligned with my North Node in Aquarius of a humanitarian to help save the world in the best way I know how, and still be able to enjoy and be very much into my Virgo sun of the earthly dimension and loving and being here and being connected to the earth. And then my Gemini is, that my Gemini rising feels like the acceptance of my duality of, yes, I can be both esoteric, grounded, luxury, and giving, and in service. So for me, it's like, okay, dope. I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna do it. Because again, Aquarius, I march to the beat of my own drum. And most of the time, it's the beat of deep house music. Okay, I'm gonna head out now because I wanna pack up the car and get on the road. There's one stop I'm gonna go now to, which is, I have no idea why this is like a thing here in St. George, Utah. However, there's like these sugar cookies with pink frosting. So I found in my quick research last night, I found one, the original place. So I'm going to swing by there with James and Marsha and pick up a cookie and then hit the road. We have about 7.5 hours today. So I'm excited about it. I'm ready for it. I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of emotions, and I'm really just allowing myself to acknowledge them, to accept them, to process them, heal through them. I think also it's like, for me, I have grown and changed and stretched and evolved and quantum leapt quite a bit over the last 5 months, that for me, it's also like truly putting to practice law of, oh gosh, I already forgot what it is. It's not law of attraction. Anyways, Kim Velez talks about it. If it comes to me, I'll say it. This sense of self-concept, right? Of I'm going back to this place that could be very triggering for me from all the things that have happened and that I've experienced, good, bad, happy, sad, in between, the whole spectrum of feelings. Like I'm going back into this place now. And I can choose to either affirm the past and the maladaptive experiences that I was having, the growing pains, the lessons, the blessings, all of that stuff. Or I can continue to affirm where I'm going, who I am in the wish fulfilled of being a person who engages in luxury, adventure, kitten lifestyle. So for me, it's like, okay, what is my mindset going to be? How am I going to help affirm and maintain both being in the present moment while also affirming my future self and my wish fulfilled, like who I am, what I'm doing, and not get trapped in the loops and the storylines of my past. So for me, this is really this is like a pivotal point energetically for me for this time that I'm going to be back in this environment of, I get the opportunity to each day, another one, affirmation alarm. I get to begin again every day and continue to choose to reaffirm my wish fulfilled self and not maintain the past. And for me, it's like that balance of healing through and not spiritually bypassing, because there could be moments where I'm like, oh shoot, blah, blah, blah. And it makes me think of something in the past. So it's for me, like giving that self-compassion of the present moment. And again, affirming what I want. And what I want is to be a digital nomad, to be able to live a 4-season lifestyle, to be able to travel all modes of travel, and be able to experience the world fluidly and differently, and have different environments, have different experiences. And this is one of those things, right? Like, I'm going back here to get my winter clothes, so then that way I can enjoy more of the snow life, the winter kitten life. And for me, it's just like, I'm so excited because I've done this before, and now I get to reprogram and have this reflect in my 3D dimension how I feel on the inside of this exuberant, this enhanced, this delightful, this playful, this youthful, this groundedness, this wisdom, this sense of inner knowing and love, self-love, again and again and again, self-love. Like, that's what I'm feeling, and the inside. So I'm excited to have that reflected again and again on outside of me as I continue to evolve and grow and really be like, this is who I am, this is my life, and honor and be in gratitude and in abundance of all the lessons and blessings that I have experienced up into this moment, because all of those experiences have prepared me for the greatest things ahead of me. And I'd like to think about this a lot. Rebecca Lynn Pope says that my biggest vision is Source's smallest vision for me. So I really lean into that, and I try to embrace that as much as possible and keep that as my future, like as my self-concept, as my future self vision of, I have this idea and it's just a speck of what the whole plan is. So releasing the need to control and having that non-attachment to the outcome will be the outcome. And in order for me to continue to expand and grow and shape who I am and come out of this spiritual amnesia, I need these lessons to smooth it out, to clear off the gunk on my vision so I can see clearly, I can hear clearly, I can understand at a vibration that is of my highest self. Because even this past weekend, I was like triggered several times into my lower vibrational self. And I actually said, I'm working on some new sentence stems because I've been listening to Danielle Laporte's book of How to Be Loving. And I needed to take account. I decided to take accountability and begin again with people because I was projecting this like lower vibrational thought patterns on people. And I was like, oh my goodness, I want to take accountability for this because it wasn't in alignment. So even in that moment, I was like shifting and shaping and becoming more of who I am, which is somebody who speaks nonviolently, someone who allows people to experience their universe and create their universe without my perspective, unless they request that. And guess what? I was giving unsolicited advice that was actually not helping the situation because the person was not receptive to what I was saying. The person didn't expect me to say what I said, and therefore the dynamics changed, the energy changed. And it wasn't because of them, it was because of me in my own universe. That was what my 3D was reflecting to me. Like, this is not who you are. That's why it feels so yuck. And taking that moment of what does feel good, and that for me is, and feels aligned, and that's me being like, yo, bro, I apologize. I definitely just projected on you. I'm here to support you. Did you even want feedback? Were you just venting? Were you just sharing? Like, whatever it may be. And it's not always easy in the moment to do that because it's like having to let go of my ego and say, bro, you really just like overstepped the boundaries of everybody here. And it's also not your place. It's not your universe. It's not your world. why are you saying this if this wasn't asked of you? And my shoulder is getting like heavy. I really am considering getting a tripod because my arm is like, I'm going to wrap this up. So nevertheless, this is a message for myself now. To me, like, sometimes I like to go back and rewatch my videos because I'm like, thank goodness my previous self showed up for future me in this way. And that's what this feels like right now. Like, this is me talking to me at this moment. And then I'm going to be able to circle back for however many, like a day, a month, a year, 5 years from now, and be like, that was the moment that I chose me. And I chose my wish fulfilled self to show up and be the person that I am desiring to be inside, and have that be continuously reflected easily, without resistance, without fear, without anxiety, without judgment on the outside. Bro, this is kind of wild. I'm like, I'm like, are you listening to yourself? Because this is what I'm promising me. This is me showing up for me, because I am at the point of, let's do it. Let's go. Let's have this. Let's be internally and externally matching at the highest vibration possible as I continue to go in and dive deep and reprogram maladaptive behaviors, so that way I can stop hitting that upper limit. I can stop resisting my self-concept, stop putting my own blockages in my manifestations. Like, there's a towel rack. I'm just going to hold my hand up here. Like, it's time for me to be exactly in the experiences that I want to be, and understanding that some of my experiences, even if I'm ready for them, they might not be aligned 100%. So allowing, again, that non-attachment for the universe, source, the ancestors to step in to be like, okay, actually, this is how it's going to go, and be okay with that. And for me, like, I even think about, like, earlier today when I was driving, I forgot, have you ever put an address in a GPS, you check it out, and you're like, okay, it shouldn't be that long to get there, and then you forget to press start? Well, that's what happened to me. So I forgot to press start. I drove past the parking lot, and then I'm not really sure about, like, the driving laws here in Utah. Like, it seemed like some interesting U-turn options. I wasn't having it. So I ended up taking like a 2-mile detour, which was totally cool because I got to drive through like the rock formations and stuff. So it was pretty neat. And the sun was like doing this really cool thing behind the clouds. So it was like actually feeling very angelic. Nevertheless, and it was also perfect timing because had I gotten there earlier, I would have missed this guy and his kid who came up behind me after I walked up to the top of the rock, and he actually took my picture, and I took the picture of him and his daughter. And who knows, if I would have gotten there earlier, they might not have been there to enjoy that moment. And it was actually really fun because this kid was like, I don't know, it's like when parents use months instead of years to describe how old their kids are. This kid was like in that range, and was saying, I did it. And I was like, bro, you did do it, because the rocks, the staircase was really like scrambling up this rock. Nevertheless, I'm circling around. Timing, divine timing. If I would not have driven past that, maybe I would not have had that experience. And no matter what, it would have been a different experience, because it needed to be that time, that place, that moment for everything to come together. And honestly, I was pretty excited that that's what my 3D manifested, of being able to indulge and see this beautiful energy between this dad and this little girl having this moment of climbing up these rocks together, and just then being able to see the whole city. So it was really nice to just like witness that. And so what I was saying before about this, so like I got a detour, divine timing. I'm going back, trying to like grab the tiger by its tail and pull back my thought, because I definitely have not remembered, like I'm skipping over what the whole point of this was. So that's when I know it's time to wrap it up. I'm saying to myself again, you are dope. You got this. And I will definitely be returning to this video at some point to be like, remember when the whole universe shifted in your favor? The brink of abundance. The deliciousness of a future manifested from my highest vibrational self as I continue to work through and heal through and identify these maladaptive behaviors that keep resurfacing because the patterning is still there. The low vibrational thought patterns are still there. So that's why it's happening. So stuff like staying up too late, things like drinking too much coffee, things like binge eating, things like not just focusing on what it is that I want to do and procrastinating. And these for me are my maladaptive behaviors that when I'm feeling like I'm at my upper limit, this is the things that I begin to engage with because I'm like, oh no, too far out into the unknown. What is these feelings? And honestly, I'm glad that I've been doing a lot of this energetic work because I've been more focused on feeling blissful and maintaining like more and more blissful feelings and being able to continue to reprogram and re-navigate my mind away from these like negative feelings and more towards my future self. And now that I've been listening to a lot of Velez videos and about Neville, I cannot remember what the heck the law of it is. I will try to figure it out and I will post it below because it's just not coming to me. Because it's not law of attraction. It's a law of something else. And this is the idea of being in the wish fulfilled and living and thinking from not the 3D world, living and thinking from who I am, who I'm evolving into now, and allowing my frequency, again, like it's still this Tetrising of energy, of matching up my frequency with the frequency of my manifestations. And part of that, and then another maladaptive is negative self-talk, where I'm just like, well, you're not worthy, you're not deserving, you just mess it up anyways. Like, who do you think you are to getting that? You're being selfish, you're being ridiculous. Like, who does that? Like, all of this like stuff. And I will say, like, for the most part, I actually have really been able to pivot away from that sort of thinking and more of just like being like, oh my God, because I'm manifesting a free Subaru wilderness. At this point, it's like if it's a Forester or an Outback, doesn't matter. I'm just like manifesting a free new car to replace my car so I can continue to be a 4 Seasons adventure kitten and feel like even more safe, more secure in the vehicle that I'm driving as I am continuing to engage in the lifestyle of road tripping and traveling around the country via my car. So for me, it's like, instead of being like future self, I'm like, I'm so grateful that I get to drive a Subaru every day. I'm so grateful that I get to have this dope ass car that can take me all over the country, do all sorts of different weather activities, be able to carry me, James and Marcia, has enough space for all of our stuff, has surplus of space for all our stuff, cool technology, cool gizmos, whatever it may be. And the sound system is dope. And I really like listening to music in there. Like those, like I'm grateful now in this moment. I do not have a Subaru Wilderness model. It's coming. I know. I already have it. I'm living in that world. So for me, it's like, here I am. I'm the owner of this car. I love driving this car. I'm so grateful here now in this moment for past, present, and future me who is able to say, oh my goodness, this is the type of car I have. So for me, it's like living in the gratitude rather than in the desperation or scarcity or being like, oh my gosh, I don't have this car yet. It's like, bruh, I have this car. I love all the trips that I get to take in this car and I'm having a great time. I love my extended warranty. I love that my insurance didn't go up when I got this car. I'm so excited that it's great on gas mileage. I love that it has more than enough space for all my stuff. Like these sorts of like gratitude, and thanking the ancestors, the source, the universe, my future self for being able to Tetris my energy to be able to accept that in my 3D reality. And wow, honestly, I feel really hyped up about I feel like I just hyped myself up again, like here in this moment, as well as like my future self. So I'm really excited to see kind of how this energetic shift is going to positively influence who I am. And how that's going to continue to nourish my inner world, my inner self-talk, my inner thoughts as it reflects outward. Anyways, somehow this became 14 minutes, just this video, not including the video before, which I don't even know if I'm going to link them together or not because I want to see editing, #editing. Yeah, wow, this was great. This is delicious. I'm excited to arrive in this new place. That's really a new old place, a new fertile ground of delicious manifestations. All right, everyone, I'm out of here. I'll see you on the road.